Alright, here's some more Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 gameplay. I'm playing 6v6 Team Deathmatch on the Mialstor Tank Factory. It's one of the new maps for the current season, Season 6, which is coming to an end. Now, top of the bridge. This footage is from like a month ago, but I've watched it a couple of times. And I've noticed some things, more about the map than the match itself. So the layout of this map is it's asymmetrical. There's a warehouse to the north, and then the tank factory to the south. And it really reminds me of Metal Gear Solid 3, especially the Grozny Grad Fortress. It's really mainly the Soviet tanks, the Soviet era tanks that are prevalent throughout this map. I think it might even be like the same model. In this map, I like the aesthetic and the thematic feel. It really looks and feels like a Cold War era map, even though the match takes place in the present day or near future. And that's a good segue into the Cold War, because Black Ops Cold War released like Thursday. And I mean, I guess you could draw lots of parallels between this map and that game. I've watched a little bit of the campaign. I don't think it'll ever... The little that I've seen does not lead me to believe that it will be on the same level as the original Black Ops campaign. I mean, visually it's interesting. I like the part in which you, as the player, you essentially create your character and you select his or her background and psychological profile, and those profile traits translate into character perks for the campaign. It's got a pretty impressive representation of Ronald Reagan, just the look, and the voice actor does a pretty good impersonation. So the campaign, from what I can tell, takes place during his first presidential campaign, and he was elected into office in a landslide victory. No dispute about the results of that election. And if I'm not mistaken, he would have been like almost 70 when he was inaugurated, which I guess at the time would have been relatively unheard of for a newly elected president to be that old. But if you look at today, you've got presidents who are older. But I don't want to dabble too much into politics, but so I'm just going to go back onto the topic of gaming. I mean, the PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series X also launched a couple of days ago. I mean, I don't think there's been as much hype compared to other console launches. I think partly because of the COVID situation, just the year that people have had in general. And the fact that backwards compatibility is a thing these days. So I think people, including me, are just gonna wait a bit. I mean, I might pick up a PlayStation 5 and Cold War a year from now, but I'm pretty happy with what I have now. I mean, I'm Gonna play Modern Warfare. Maybe not as much as before. Hopefully Activision and Infinity Ward continue to release content. I don't see why they wouldn't, because Infinity Ward is not the lead studio or even like a backup studio for Cold War. I've got some other games. I mean, really the only new game that I'm playing occasionally is NHL 21. I think I might post some videos about that. Maybe my Be a Pro campaign. I think I'm like 60 odd games into my character's rookie season. Yeah, I'm playing a little bit of World of Chell. Not that great at it, but it's fun. Life is Strange. And I let out a yell there because I thought I was gonna die. Life is Strange. It's like 5 years old. Return to Arkham. I've been playing a little bit of that. Yeah, so I mean, I'm just kind of in with the old. And just looking at the background, I've just noticed that huge satellite structure in the distance, and reminds me of the multiplayer map in the original Black Ops. I can't remember the name of the map, but there was like a satellite structure that was part of the map, whereas this map, it's in the distance. And speaking of this map, I think it's maybe not optimal for fast-paced gameplay, but as I mentioned before, I like it. I like the look and feel of it, and you can see the scale of it in the brief overhead views. And I think it may be a little bit too big for 6v6, but it works well for 10v10. And really, the only modification is that the gates at the west and east sides of the map are open, so you can access the areas beyond the gates. But generally, regardless of the mode, most of the action is centered around the buildings and the bridge. So, using my trusty Liquid Snake class that's modeled after Metal Gear Solid, which, like, this map is a snow-based world. So we win by 16, nothing spectacular, but very timely.